In this video, I'd like to talk about how my sketchbook pages evolve and change and how I frequently revisit and rework them. This is my current sketchbook. You'll see I put a date when I started it on the 21st of July this year. And I really just wanted to talk a little bit about how my pages evolve, how my sketchbook practice is sort of iterative. So I often circle back to pages, add things into pages, take things away from pages as a way of exploring, as a way of experimenting. So, for example, put this page here. So this page here started off as a kind of watercolour with felt tip pen, and this green was a super bright acidic green, and I found it jarring. It was just very bright, and I love bright colours, but there was something about the green that I just didn't like. So I kind of circled back to it and I thought, what can I do here? What can I add, or what can I take away? Or how can I change it so that I prefer it? And I just got some white acrylic paint on a bit of kind of cloth and put it onto the page, and it really, you can see it's completely dulled down that super bright green, but also what it did is the white paint mixed with the felt tip pen, and it kind of created this effect here which I quite liked. So although this page, I'm not saying it's a massively successful page, but there's something in it now that I have learnt through taking it further. So I'm really, when I kind of look at my sketchbook, I'm always thinking of it as a kind of living thing. I quite often revisit pages and will add things or take things out. And I'm not doing that to create, the most perfect page. I'm doing that to kind of explore my own art making preferences and to see if there are things that I can do that if I push it slightly further, does it create an effect that I like. So I'm just sort of evolving and changing pages as I go along. So I often revisit them. So I mean, looking at this page here, it was just a page that I drew with some pens in my pencil case. And I can see that, I don't know if you can see there's some shiny bits here. You can see that they originally used to be white spots, and I've just coloured them over. And I've stuck in a little piece here. There was these sort of pointy shapes were somewhere in this design, and I found them a little bit jarring. So I asked myself, what do I like? What do I not like? How might I change it? How might I amend it? As a way of just learning about my own art process. And I really think of my sketchbook as learning through doing. I'm exploring my own preferences, my own sensibilities, my own kind of artistic discernment through messing about, basically. Trying things out, seeing what I enjoy, seeing what works for me. And this page has got, I came back to it and stuck some photocopies of drawing from a previous sketchbook. And here is just some white ink on black piece of paper. So that corner, I've covered something up. So it's a sort of process of addition and subtraction. What do I want to reveal? What do I want to hide? It's a sort of series of choices. Here there's another piece that I've just stuck in. I think this kind of triangular pattern came all the way out over here, and it just, somehow it bothered me. So if something bothers me, I go back and I kind of look at the page, at a different time. So when you've just created something, sometimes it's quite hard to see the wood for the trees. But when you revisit it and look at it with fresh eyes, you can see different aspects of a page which you might really enjoy, or things that you may not enjoy. And so I'm often kind of adding or taking away and trying to create something that then I find pleasing. So it's not really as much about the outcome, it's more about the process and about trying to understand what I like, the kind of compositions I like. So you can see here these kind of crazy vase shapes, you might be able to see the kind of memory of a much larger shape here, which I didn't like how it sat on the page, so I just kind of changed it. And that's what I'm often doing. I'm asking myself, how can I make this more interesting to me? And it's just a kind of evolution, iteration. So I'm kind of adding and taking away, adding and taking away. And I mean, this page, gosh, so this page here had a drawing underneath it. I don't know if you can see the kind of some of the subtlety of it, but it had a drawing underneath it, which was a right mess. And so I just painted over it with some white acrylic paint. And then I was really enjoying the way that these kind of blue triangles emerged in the corner. So I'm not saying this is now a successful page, but there's something here that I've learnt. There's something that I really like here. And I guess that's what I'm doing. I'm always wanting to create pages that contain something that I enjoy. And so I'm kind of looking at it with my pages with that sort of philosophy. How can I evolve this so that it feels good to me? You'll see. So sort of adding and taking away. And so I did this drawing a day or so ago. And, you know, I come back at it now and I think, oh, do you know what? I might add in some colour. I might fill in some of these white spaces. And so often I'll do something and you come back to it and you just see it from a different light. So it's a kind of constant process of evolution, changing, adding, subtracting, because I'm really just wanting to find out about my own art making, explore different ways of doing things and seeing what I find works for me.